project at hand today is cutting down this tree. As you can see, I had a decent sized limb fall out. I cleaned up most of it, but it went way out into there. So that fell about a week or so ago when there was a heavy windstorm. And the tree's dying anyway. There used to be a couple pine trees through here, so it completely killed this entire side of the tree. And I'm not seeing any buds on it for this coming year. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down because I don't want it to fall on my truck or anything that'd be sitting over here. So what I'm going to do is cut off this branch right here and then that one right there right now. That will get all the weight, or most of the weight, off of this side of it, because this side over here is the road. It'll get most of the weight off of this side so that I can fell it that way towards the fire pit. But once I get those two cut, I'll get my pole saw and cut right there. After that, I'm going to get my extension ladder and tie a rope up in there so that I can have my tractor all the way down there, and if need be, I can pull it. But if I do it right, I shouldn't need to pull it at all because all the weight's gonna be pretty much on this side of it anyway. It could have went a little bit smoother, but I can't complain. It fell where I wanted it to. The only thing that really went bad was my hinge. So my hinge was low on this side here. It was about right on that side there. I could have been up a little bit, but on this side here it was low. So that's just something I'm gonna have to take into account next time. But yeah, as you can see, it's kind of starting to rot out there towards the center. So I'm glad I was able to take this thing down now. I ended up throwing a wedge in there. Even if I didn't have the tractor, it would have went the way I wanted it to. Because you could see as I was cutting it, the slack was coming out of that rope that I had in there. So since this is black walnut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save a couple chunks because I have an elastic sawmill. I'll use that, like this chunk here, I'll save that. The nice straight chunks that I can use, I'll go ahead and save, because then I'll mill them down for another video. But anything else I will split as firewood, and then the rest that is too small to be firewood will be burned. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this up. I doubt that it's gonna get done today, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put it in a time lapse so that you guys don't have to watch me pick up every single little stick. Yeah, that didn't burn very well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw all the brush on the trailer, take it to a separate section of the property with the tractor, and just offload it and pile it up so I don't have to look at it. Okay, well, if you watched my previous video on redoing this trailer, you'll know that I actually added a dump feature onto it. So pretty much all you have to do to do the dump feature on this trailer, which if you didn't see that video, I'll try and link it if I remember to. But all you have to do, there's an app on my phone, and all I have to do is hit dump, and it'll dump it out. So let me show you how that is. So, as you can see, the dump feature works great. And I'm out of breath because it takes a lot of work to push that button. Okay, so I got the rest of it cleaned up. As you can see, there's still a bunch of little sticks in the ground, but I will take those and rake them up, and then I will just sit them over here in the burn pile. Then whenever they're ready to burn, I'll burn them. But this here wasn't too bad of a pile. This stuff here is all stuff that I'm not going to mill up, or at least attempt to mill up. The rest of this over here is all fair game. I got a couple little chunks over here. Stuff like little sections like this is like 3 foot. Is good for like table legs or something like that. This one here will mill up. And most likely this big chunk here, I don't even know how long that is. It's probably about 16 feet from down there to the front up here. So I will probably cut it roughly in the middle and do that way, because this section down here is going to require a bigger saw than this section would. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to mill these pieces up first and see if it's even worth my time to mill this a little bit up. If it's not, then I will just chop this up into firewood.